Welcome back to another video from Garbage Chute Droids. We have a couple of cool announcements to make. I actually have a special guest that I want to invite in over here. Brent, welcome
Hey,
back. Welcome back to the
hey.
Garbage Chute Droids YouTube channel. But Brent is the main artist who does all of our kind of base sets ever since the first initial commission of a Bad Mo for up to 6, and we're working on the 7th right now. But we have a very special and very personal product that we want to announce, which Brent was like, we have to do a video for it, and we have to have him on the line. So, Brent, welcome.
Thank you very much.
Back in the late 80s, there was something called the Garbage Gang, right, which was released in a couple of different countries, but in New Zealand and Australia, right? You guys had the Garbage Gang, right, in the late 80s, not Garbage Pail Kids.
Correct. Yeah,
Yeah.
we had the Garbage Gang. So my entire history of knowing, Garbage Pail Kids all stems from the Garbage Gang. I myself didn't even know they were called Garbage Pail Kids until the movie came out.
As well, right? Unlike Garbage Pail Kids here, they were a little smaller size, right? They were about, instead of a 3.5 by 2.5, they were what, like I think I said here, 3 by
About
2.1.
3 by 2. Yeah, that's right. So yeah, they're a smaller sticker. They don't sit in the binders.
But yeah, so we have something which is a nice little homage to the Garbage Gang. We are coming up with a exclusive set called Garbage Chute Gang.
Yes.
So, Brent, if you, I know you have it over there. So we are producing a new set, which is going to be it's going to be a 10-card set. It will have our 6 existing Garbage Chute Droids characters, but with a Garbage Chute Gang header. It's going to have 3 sketches, 2 that Brent did, and 1 other by another Australian artist, Simon Trease, who's amazing. And Brent here is doing all of the printing and packaging all in Australia. Everything is kind of trying to be as authentic as possible. So if you want to start too, we have a couple of other interesting points about it, but
There we go. So that's the packaged pack of 10 cards there, and that's all. Everything in this pack is all done with all done here in Western Australia. So all of the printing, the packaging, the cutting, the sealing, everything, the collating is all done by myself, and it's all on really nice, not vintage '80s stock, Adam. This is all in nice, shiny, double laminated. Double gloss laminated 360 GSM cardstock. The cards, even though they're smaller, they're nice and thick. They do feel like a premium card. They do feel like an old tops or upper deck basketball card would have felt like in the 90s. So they're definitely not flimsy. They're not the budget version. This isn't just a straight rehash of stuff that you've seen before. This is many hours have gone not into just the planning, but also rejigging the artwork and making sure that we've allowed that extra space so that we're not having too many centering issues and that we're not cutting off things. And you'll probably explain why that's so
yeah,
important, won't you?
I will. Yeah. But yeah, just to show. So I'll also show, I have right here, we actually did a test run, a proof set a couple months ago, just to see if the sizing is right. Because holding that pack up, it's hard to tell. But like, yeah, so this was the test run that we did. This would be a normal kind of regular, and you can see, if I can do this backwards. Yeah, that it is. Oh, you have it right there, a bit
Yeah.
smaller. So yeah, so we'll kind of zoom in there. So you can see how the regular Bad Motivator compared to that size, it is a bit different. So there's a couple of really cool, unique things about these cards. And
I have a second pack here, so I'm gonna try and open this, and hopefully it opens nice and clean. It might not.
It's also in a cello pack. Not, we've been doing wax packs for the last year and a half, and the original Garbage Gang stickers in Australia were also done in a cello pack, which is why
Yeah.
we did it here. But you'll also notice, as he was holding the back there, part of the reason Brent was talking about the cutting was this is the first time we're actually doing, if you want to start at the back of the cards, we're doing a puzzle. We're doing a 9-piece Bad Motivator Garbage Gang puzzle. So yeah, so it actually has the Garbage Gang. So first off, we had to be very careful with how we were cutting, but you might also know that top card that Brent is posting there is a checklist. If you want to show the checklist, So here's something that's kind of really interesting is the original Garbage Gang checklist card in Australia was actually a white background. It actually had red highlights. I even went with blue just because it matched our Garbage Chute Gang, Garbage Chute Droids banner. But you can notice instead of the regular yellow background, we actually went with a white background just to be very similar with the original. And it even has that nice in the corner there. I don't know if you're able to see it. It has the printed in Australia logo, which we are starting to do. I did it on the most recent Junky JACKu autograph card as well. A couple of small differences that we did make with these cards as well, not just instead of making them smaller, not just changing the header to say Garbage Chute Gang, but you'll notice on a regular Garbage Chute Droids, like Assassin Droids, Head Blast is usually in front of the banner, which is very similar to how it was in the Garbage Pail Kids. Same thing for the Anthony Dangles and the Junky JACKu, but actually Garbage Gang back in Australia too, the headers were in front of all of the, I think all or most of the art. So little nods like that, we really try to make it as kind of authentically Garbage Gang homage as possible. And
it's not just, we're not just taking the Garbage Chute Droids artwork and just printing it smaller. You know, the work went into redesigning the logo, and anyone who's heard me talk about working with you specifically is that there is a lot of back and forth about spacing and you know what I'm like with aesthetics. So like you know you're quite picky on the you know some of the design elements, and then I'm quite picky about things like wording, what seems simple, what appeals to the eye, what draws the eye, what's too many words, what's not enough words, and things like that. And that's where a lot of the work into these went. And the Australian ones are unique, not just in the fact that it's gang instead of, you know, kids or droids or whatever, but more that, you know, the sizing's different. The coloring on the checklist is different. There's more than, I mean, when you're talking about Garbage Pail Kids, we all had the straight banner instead of the curved banner. There's more that is different about this set than might be at a glance. You know, done a bit of research into, well, you know, this isn't the final, this is the final packaging, but it's not the first packaging I bought. I have stacks and stacks of unopened different kinds of plastic bags elsewhere, and these are the ones that were thick. You know, we don't want them to be too flimsy, and we do also, I mean, the whole point of having the wrapper card was, back in the day, you don't care about tearing open the wrapper. The wrapper goes in the trash. Whereas now, I mean, everything's a collector's item. The whole purpose of this is to be sort of like a collector's item. So why not, you know, if you're going to ruin the wrapper anyway, you might as well just make the wrapper a card. And that worked out really, really well. Yeah, I think it turned out great. It turned, like, I think I initially thought, like, it'd be cool. Like, it'll be, you know, it'll be what it is. It'll be what I think it is. And then today, when I you know, started doing the sealing and the trimming, and I saw it actually in the bag and felt it. And it's like, oh, it's nice, thick plastic. All the cards, I know how nice the cards are. It was really cool. Like,
this is going to be a very limited set. We're going to just do 100 sets of these. You know, every one of them, as Bro was saying, is going to be hand packed. You know, put in there in the wrapper. So they're going to be 100 sets. They're going to be only $15 plus shipping each. We're going to do it as a pre-order. Because right now all of these are over in Australia. So I was mentioning those proof cards that Brent and I did. So these were the original cards, but the special thing about this is two things. One, Brent and I don't know if we can't really zoom in for whatever reason, it's not coming in well. Brent and I both hand autographed everyone and numbered. So there's 100 of these, each one numbered from 1 to 100. And 10 of these will be available in those pre-order packs. But if you get in on a pre-order, you have at worst, 1 in 10 chance of picking up one of those proof dual auto cards. You know, if we only sell 50 during the pre-order, you have a 1 in 5 chance. You know, and then the other 50 that are not part of the pre-order, we're still going to look to sell all 100 of them. But you won't be able to get one of those special ones. That will just be kind of something afterwards. So we also didn't show, I mentioned that there were 3 exclusive, all new exclusive sketches, 2 by you and 1 by Simon. I don't know. Do we think, should we keep them a secret and let people find them on their own? Do you think we should show them off? Maybe show one of them off. What do you think?
Sure, we'll show one of them off. I'll show Simon's.
Ah.
Um,
So Simon, if you don't know him, he is an amazing artist. He's done a bunch of sketches for me as well. But show off one of his. He is from Australia, so he is one of our Deteriorate Ted. Couple of little Australian flares mixed in there. Little Jar Jar head. I think we all want. And let's show one of yours. We'll keep one a secret,
right.
but let's show one of yours. You can choose which one you like. But Brent did 2 special ones just for this set. And actually, it's also interesting. This is the only time so far that you have a reproduction Brent set as well.
Yeah,
Brent
it is. Yeah. I didn't. I usually sort of stay away from that. I didn't want to take the shine away from some of the other artists that work on it. I do enough work on Garbage Chute Droids as it is. So here's one of mine, which is sort of taking a bit of a joke at ourselves with the shrimp on the Barbie. We don't have shrimp on the Barbie. That would be a waste of money.
So those are 2. It's ended up show 2, but we'll keep the other one, Brent's other sketch, which is one.
I really like the other. I really like the other one, but we'll tease that somewhere.
Yeah, I'm still trying to find a way how I can get that from you, because I want that other one in my collection one of these days. So let's see another picture of those. Show them again.
Yeah, and I even did the little crinkly cut across the top there, just an extra little feature, something. But it's not a nothing pack. They're pretty thick. They're pretty, they're sturdy stuff. And like I said, they're gloss laminated both sides. So not only is it the thickest bond cardstock we can get for regular printing, but on top of that, it's gloss laminated on both sides, which is an extra 2 processes on top of having to print the cards as well. So like I said, these cards they're thick. They feel good. They look really good. The printing's super sharp on them. And double laminated. They're virtually waterproof as well. So yeah. Look, this is another one of those, kind of, I'll say stupid idea. It's not a stupid idea. It's a great idea, but sort of strange feeling of having something that's familiar but also different, and then being able to compare the 2, so you can get your Bad Mo and you can get your Bad Mo Gang, and sort of see where the differences lie. And it just is another thing to add to your rainbow. The only downside is that they're smaller, so they look weird in a thing. But they also look cool in my actual Garbage Gang collection. The stickers are smaller in the binders, but it makes them interesting. But look, it came out great. It came out probably better. It came out better than I thought. I thought it's a good idea. It means more to me maybe than it means to some people, but I think now that it's done, and now that I've seen them in hand and thinking of the mind, and I've met plenty of people from all over the world, and I've been around the world, and then I think that would be something new and interesting. And if people are showing off cards and showing stuff to to friends or other collectors, there's so many points of difference there to sort of say, hey, well, that's really interesting.